What is it to be a success? I ask myself the same thing every day. To me, a success is someone who strives to go forward no matter what. Much in the same way as we continue to prosper and strive forward in spite of amateurish production values. But no matter what, a success story is always told through the lens of something greater. Today we're here to tell the story of Randall Winton, a man whose rags to riches story is emblematic of a nation of hopes and dreams. A man whose athleticism is well known across the entire nation itself. And today we're here to talk about the extraordinary career this man had, as well as the extraordinary circumstances that forced an end to this career. Stay tuned.
Yeah, Randall I saw for the first time at Springfield Athletics Club. That was a club that I grew up with and developed my liking for middle and long distance running. And I saw Randall there when I was paying the club a visit and just catching up with some of the coaches and past athletes there.
So Randall was a very, very active child, happy, playful, loved life, loved friends, was always around people, and he was just a very, very well-behaved, happy child.
When I decided to take him on as me mentoring his ability, I connected with him straight away. And the thing that surprised me was his dedication and motivation to his training. So I felt that was something that I could aim for, and if he could reach anywhere near I did, I felt that I was going to achieve that goal.
As fate would have it, Randall would indeed achieve such success following his Olympic victory, earning a bronze medal for the 100-metre sprint and marking Randall as one of Australia's most successful young athletes.
So the three who share that apartment in Coogee together are running in the final, Drummond and Green and Bolden, and running away from the best that the world has to offer at this very moment.
It was only following his Olympic victories did Randall receive the diagnosis that revealed he was suffering from Malin-Ackermann syndrome. Faced with few reliable online resources, we spoke to Randall's physician to gain a more thorough understanding.
Mr. Winton is actually the third case that we've actually seen. It's a very strange type of syndrome in that it's a muscular disease, but it also affects the cardiovascular system. The effects in essence are that he is subject to muscular spasms, which in a way resemble the movement of the legs when someone is running. So in effect, he's constantly required to be moving.
Constantly in motion, the boy who ran was now the man who couldn't stop. Through speaking with Randall's loved ones, we sought to understand the impact to which Randall's disease had created.
Often nights he would just never come home, and people would be like, "Hey, where's Randall?" I just don't know. I just try to think that maybe, with enough treatment, he'll get better. He'll be able to come home. A couple weeks ago, I spotted him running around a roundabout. It reminded me of when we planned to have a family. Now he just runs with them.
The extent of Randall's disease was truly shocking. Seeking further clarity, we sat down with Randall's accountant John Sharp to discuss his financial affairs. What he had to say was extraordinary. According to Mr. Sharp, following the first occurrences of Randall's disease and his sudden immobility to conduct his own finances, his partner Jennifer was named the sole financial benefactor of Mr. Winton's estate, and was then forced to take on much of his financial responsibilities.
We struggled financially too. After his treatment, we spent so much money. Treatment is so expensive, especially when he won't just sit still, and we have to buy so many new shoes because he keeps wearing them in.
As well as financial and emotional struggles, Randall's diagnosis affected Jennifer on a physical level too, having developed a case of insomnia.
You know, some girlfriends, their boyfriends sleep talk, but it's an entirely different story. I wake up one night thinking I'm getting kidnapped, but it's just him kicking me because he's running in his sleep. It's only when he's even in the bed to begin with. Sometimes he just runs in circles around our bed.
It was clear that Randall was no longer the same person he used to be, now unable to communicate with those closest to him.
And the other aspect of this is he's become isolated and removed from all his family, his friends. So I believe his social and mental health is being impacted as well. And I'm just hoping that the physicians and the doctors that have diagnosed this disease find a cure soon for both Randall himself and for his family and friends.
We're all very distressed about it. We try to think of ways that we can keep him more engaged. And it's so difficult because his focus is elsewhere. He can't stop thinking about being outdoors and running and doing things, and it's really not the same Randall anymore.
We knew the only way we'd be able to make sense of this terrible disease would be by speaking to the man himself. Based off various social media findings, we were able to create a map that directly tracked Randall's daily route, and with a keen determination to uncover the truth, we were going to finally speak to Mr. Randall Winton.
Mr. Winton! Mr. Winton! Sir! Well! Question, Mr. Winton! How's that for me? Mr. Winton!
And we're all struggling, really struggling with it. It's really hard. It's hard.
I feel like I've let him down, that I haven't been able to develop his full potential.
That man out there running, that's not my Randall. My Randall died years ago. My Randall never came home.
A runaway success though he may have been, Randall lost more than he gained, as did those who loved him and surrounded him through thick and thin, through his success and his downfall. This has been a Nazareth College production.
Hello, thank you for sitting down with us. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
As good as a broke student filmmaker can be. Now, I'm just going to ask you some personal questions relating to accounting, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Alright, first question off the bat. How long have you been an accountant?
7 years.
Too long. Now, a lot of people say accountants don't have a sense of humour. Do you believe in God?
Why?
Oh no, I don't. That was just personal question. Just gonna throw it out there. Another personal question for you. do you fudge the numbers?
There is some creativity.
Oh, so it's kind of like Hollywood accounting.
No, it's still honest accounting.
Sure. Okay, so last question for the day. What is your stance on racial segregation, pro or anti?
What?